Hi there. Today I thought I'd try something a little bit different yet again. I decided to go to Google and let Google choose my color palette. So what I did was I just Googled color palette and I allowed myself the first 3 options just because I wanted to, and this is the one I chose. And with my color palette chosen, I'm going to my handy dandy mixing chart, which if you haven't seen the video that I made this on, I'll put a card in the icon and also link in the description, all that good stuff. I originally liked the appeal of having a mixing chart because I thought it looked pretty, and it was interesting to know that I could actually get 144 colors out of my 12 color set here. But now that I have it, it has really proved to be invaluable. When I looked at this color palette that I chose and had to find those colors on my mixing chart, I was so surprised that I was actually able to find them and identify them, at least to the best of my ability. So I'll have the color palette on screen, and so looking at my color palette and going from left to right, I decided, with my unprofessional opinion, that the first color most resembled this Viridian hue mixed with Payne's Gray. The second color represented ultramarine mixed with Viridian hue. The third color being lemon yellow mixed with yellow ochre. The fourth color being lemon yellow mixed with burnt sienna. And our last color being yellow ochre mixed with burnt sienna. You can let me know how close you think I got, which color you think would have been better for which selection. Let's move on from there. So once again, I'm using my new Winsor & Newton Cotman half pan water brush. It has a long name, but this is it. It's got 12 colors in it. The colors are
alizarin crimson, burnt sienna, lemon yellow, yellow ochre, sap green, Viridian hue, turquoise, ultramarine, dioxazine violet, Payne's Gray, lamp black, and Chinese white.
These are not the order the colors came in. I had to rearrange them so that they were in more of a rainbowy order just because I think it looks nicer that way. As you see, I've already got my colors I plan on using somewhat pre-mixed, so I have an idea of what they're going to look like. I did go ahead and pre-sketch out my idea that I'm going to be using. What I did was just found a pose on Pinterest that I liked and tried to recreate a character. Also finding a hairstyle on Pinterest and looking up some butterfly references. So it's all a mixture of different references. I tried to make each thing my own a little bit. It feels a little bit more high pressure to actually draw and paint, so I wanted to just choose one, so I went ahead and just drew this first. So let's just get into taping this down and start painting. So I don't know how well this is going to work, but I'm going to try it. Since I do want some nice pretty borders on my painting, but I ended up drawing a little bit too close to the borders, I'm going to go ahead and put tape down like I normally would. And then I'm going to just use a pencil and draw where these lines are, and then use my X-Acto knife to cut out the pieces of tape so that I'm still able to paint in those sections but still have the paper be held down. Now with my X-Acto knife, I'm just going to very carefully cut out the shape that I just traced over. And if all goes correctly,
I say as the tape rips.
when I put it back, well, I guess I can go ahead and do this one down here. That was about an art form in itself, really. So now I can just reline. And it might have kind of a neat effect there where her foot and this butterfly wing will kind of be breaking out. Let's see if I can do it while it's on the paper without cutting my paper. Like my 6-year-old would say, risking it for the biscuit. Ah, that's a nice biscuit. Get that out of here before I hurt somebody. Now, to the fun bit. So I might be going a little bit too ambitious with this, but I was hoping to try to give a bit of a glowing effect. And so to do that, I'm going to use this masking fluid marker to kind of mark off where certain parts are that I want to stay completely white. That way I don't have to worry about being too precious with where I put my paint. A lot of the different artworks that I've seen that have something glowing in it, I've noticed that the very closest bit to whatever it is that's glowing is usually so bright that it's white. So that's why I'm using this masking fluid pen, just so when this dries, it will be waterproof and colorproof, obviously, so that once I'm painting, I can paint over it without worrying. Once it's dry and once I'm completely finished, I can just rub this masking fluid away and the white of the paper will still shine through. I'm just gonna go ahead and peel this back just so I can, oops. So I can get right around here. I hope I'm putting enough down. This pen seems like it works the best when it's straight up and down like this, but I know that I'm probably blocking the view, so I'm trying my best. So this isn't going to paint itself, and as much as I want to put it off because I'm nervous that I'm going to mess it up, I'm going to go right in and start with my glowy part. Actually, I know I said I was going to go ahead and start painting, but looking at it now, I might go ahead and make this white, what's going to be a white outline, just a little bit wider. Okay, so I can't stall anymore. I'm going to go ahead and start with a bit of just a wash of water that I can put in my glowing effect. So, whew, here we go. So just wetting the surface so that the paint will flow a little bit more easily and hopefully come out a little bit smoother. There's also some things that I haven't completely rendered out yet, like the fingers, but I plan on doing that with colored pencils. So since I haven't said this yet, the color that I'm using for the skin is our fourth color, going from left to right, looking at the palette, which is the lemon yellow that's mixed with the burnt sienna, which is actually quite a nice skin tone. Something I probably should have thought of when I was doing these sketch lines was to use maybe a brownish or a lighter tan or even maybe a reddish colored pencil, just so the purple outline wouldn't be as noticeable, but now I know. I'm just going to try to put my main color on the outside of the arm and blend it inwards so that that can have more of an outlining effect on her skin. So obviously trying to get where the shadows would be hitting on underneath parts, like under her chin and her neck. And then her ear being on this opposite side of where the light's hitting. Going to be a bit darker. And maybe even on this side of her nose. So under the hairline would obviously be just a bit darker. But I don't want to build up too many layers with my paints just because I'm not confident enough to get all the shadows exactly how I want them that way. I do plan on going in with a bit of colored pencils. And obviously I'm not going to have the exact shade color pencil that I need to match perfectly with this palette. But I am going to try to get as close as possible to at least get a realistic-ish shading effect. This hand looks a little bit like a claw, but we'll try to fix that. Was that funny? Did you think that was funny? Thank you, son. She's looking a little bit orange, but it'll be okay. We'll go back in. Excuse you. Oh, really? Is that what you think about my painting? Rude. What? So I have the majority of the light is just coming off of the butterfly wings, which is why it's illuminating just her face, because that's where it stops. But I do have the skin lightened up here a bit. I might actually go ahead and have some of the light coming down this way as well. That way the, the glow, the lightened part of the skin would make just a little bit more sense. I originally did not plan at all for the picture to have glowing effects, but it just goes to show that you can change your ideas, you can change your mind. Have them a little bit more sparse as they come down here, and then a little bit more on the dense side as it's closer to the body. So if it makes sense that the most saturated yellow color is more up here where it's coming directly off the wings, and then down here it's a little bit more diluted. So this is color number 1, and I'm going to use it for her bottoms, obviously. Think of like Bermuda shorts, a little bit longer, oh no, a little bit longer than shorts, but not quite jeans. So here it is all done. I wasn't originally planning on making the background dark, but I figured it would help make the glowiness stand out a little more. So let me know in the comments what you think. Make sure you subscribe for more videos, which I do have coming up. I'm going to try to post once a week. And thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.